Hey, you guys, let's do some training.
Closing the sale is one of the most important parts of the selling process, and you have to do it over and over and over again as part of your sale. If you never ask for the sale, you're never going to get it. I like to have multiple ways to close the sale so that I can have that in my arsenal to pull out at any time to get the sale. And I like to close quick, right off the bat, as part of my initial approach. So I'll usually start off my approach, and then one of my favorites to say is, it's a softer close, but I would say, are you guys going to be here later today? And that it gives me an insight. If they say yes, then it means they're going to be here and they have some interest in what I'm saying. Otherwise, they could respond by asking another question, and that's what a close is supposed to do. It's to incite a response and to help read the customer and see where they're at as part of the selling process. A close that I love to use once I've gone through the selling process and I see that they're somewhat interested is I'll ask them about their garage. I'll say, do you see much activity in the garage? And they'll say, yeah, we get some spiders in there. And then the close I'll use is, do you want us to treat the garage as well? And that way it's a soft way of closing, but I've assumed the sale. And if they say yes, then I know they want to go through with this. And from that point, I'll just get their information and you got the sale. So in addition to the garage close, you can ask them if they have a deck or if they want the tick perimeter done. Just ask them if you want this particular part of the service done, assuming the sale, and go with it from there.
A couple of the closes that I like to use are, last summer I worked in Pennsylvania, which was awesome because Point has been there for several years. They've had an opportunity in almost every area that we go that we have current customers there, and I like to utilize the current customer pool that we have. One of my favorite closes, when I go up to a door and I give my initial approach, I'll say, you know, we're servicing the Patels right around the corner. If we can get you in right after him, we'll do it half off for you. Does that sound fair? Pause and wait for them to answer. It brings in a lot of, well, not a lot, but a couple good points that are objections that they could bring up that I answer for them already. For example, who in the neighborhood's doing it? It shows that they're comfortable with it. It shows that they've been doing it for a while and that this new customer will be comfortable with it as well. And as well as I bring in, it's half off. I explain that it's fair, and I ask them if it's fair. It's hard to say it's not fair if something's half off and your neighbors are doing it at that price as well.
With closing, there's a lot of different levels of closing that I tend to go through in the sale. I start out with like a question close, and then I'll move to more of a soft close to see if they're going to be around during the day. I'll say something like, "Are you guys going to be around this afternoon, or would tomorrow morning work better for you?" And just to find out if they're going to be home, and if they answer in the affirmative and they're like, "Yeah," then I can kind of tell that they're thinking about getting pest control. Because if they don't want it at all, they'll just shut down every single soft close you give them. But you give them a soft close like, "Hey, are you going to be around between 1 and 4?" Or I might like add in something like, "Hey, do you want me to have the technician include the WebAway service for you? Or do you want my technician to do the garage for you as well? I'll throw that in for free." And I'll just kind of throw in a little bit of an extra service. And if they respond in the positive, then I know that they're still thinking about it, and so then I go to more of a hard close and say, "Hey, it's like talk about the price or talk about the for sure schedule. Okay, we have a 1 o'clock spot or a 4 o'clock spot. Which one do you want?"
So in the sales process, one of my favorite things to do for a close is to do the contract close. And basically what the contract close entails is that after you've deduced that somebody is a little bit interested, and they're answering some of your questions positively, they're telling you a little bit about what bugs they're seeing, they're kind of moving down the sales process, then just to solidify some of their interest, I'll do the contract close. Basically what that is you take one of your contracts. So I'll take out my pen and click it a couple times to get their attention, and then I'll just start asking them when the best time is for us to come. And I'll fill out their name. I'll ask them what their name is. Say, yeah, sweet. So yeah, you're seeing a few of those little ants. Awesome. We're just servicing some of your neighbors. And then after they've developed their interest, then I can say, perfect. Would it be better for you on Tuesday or Thursday? Which one of those works best? And if they give me any kind of a definitive answer, just write down at the top of that contract which day they picked, and then you can ask them what time works best, and then write down the time that they picked. And so this kind of like gets them to agree that they want it before they've really even made that full decision on their own. It kind of just helps them a little bit. And so then you just ask them what their name is, just fill everything out, even before you've explained the whole process of what we're going to do, even before you've told people exactly what the service entails. You know, if they're showing you that interest, then just solidify it, just start filling out the contract, their name and address, and then you can use the contract to circle some of their bugs. So you can be like, yeah, you said specifically you were seeing some of those ants in the basement, right? And so then in the special instructions, you just write quick, yeah, ants in the basement. Just like start writing their specific things that they're seeing in the special instructions. That way they can kind of see their problems going away through this contract that you're filling out right before their eyes. It's something that really solidifies it. So.
Okay, now you're smart.